Hello everyone and welcome to another video from me, and today is the 2nd of January. So first of all I would like to wish you all the very best for the new year, while also thanking you for all the support that was shown throughout 2024. That is very appreciated. I would like to start the new year with an unboxing video of another product from Dspiae, and this time I shall take a closer look at this stepless circular cutter with the code PT-C. Dspiae actually have 3 different types of circular cutters. This is one of them, and I decided to opt for this one. So I shall unpack the box and begin taking a closer look together with testing and making some cuttings to see what exactly this one offers. Let's go. Okay, so let's begin by taking a closer look at the outer box with what we are being told. Alright, so PT-C stepless circular cutter, as we've seen, some information on this side, some information on the other side, Dspiae, and much more information on the back side. There we go. The usual thank you once you start opening the packaging of a Dspiae product. There we go. And I can see some more information over here. Let's find the best zoom possible. All right, like this. Then begin with some information on how to set up the circular cutter. All right, they are numbered. So you need to follow the instructions to set up the circular cutter so that you can start working right away. There we go. 9 different steps to set up and begin working with the cutter. Now, you have the cover, very well packed, as we can see. Nothing more inside the packing, so we'll put that away. So first, let's take a closer look. It's quite heavy. That's it from the bottom. And over here, we have the storage that was mentioned on the instructions. And here, we can find the blade right there, attached to a magnetic strip. So we have this magnetic strip to attach the blades on. I have taken a look online and you can purchase more blades, and over here you have a storage up to 3 different cutters, 3 different blades. And then there's also the magnetic piece at the edge that closes with the other piece of magnetic right there. So once you attach it in place, it clicks in place thanks to those magnet and metal piece in there. All right, and the first thing that it tells you is to attach the anti-slip at the bottom. So that's what we're going to do. Right there, so the non-slip is now attached. As you can see, it divides into 2 different sections for an easier installation. So now, with number 1 already completed, it's now time to continue following the other steps. I have already read them, so I will tell you exactly what is required. First of all, we need to install the blade that is situated over here, as we have seen a couple of minutes ago. So we take out the blade, And the blade is actually hidden beneath this red cover over here. So just remove that to expose the blade. As you can see, there we go, with that sharp edge, while on the other side it is a pointed edge. The pointed edge needs to be installed inside this pin in the middle. So the first thing that will need to be done is to unscrew this this lever over here, and you need to unscrew it almost until it's about ready to fall off. And then once it is unscrewed, you insert the blade from the pointed side inside, and it is magnetic, so you will feel it. Boop, right there. It's been kept inside the middle screw. All right. So now we are ready to make some cutting masks to test this circular cutter out. Okay. And the first thing I'm going to do is to place a cutting mat, because this material, the wooden texture material, it is quite soft. All right. I can press it with my finger, and the problem with that is that the blade, apart from the masking tape, it will also penetrate this wooden material. All right, just a texture. And the problem is that this material is a little bit hard. So if the blade is inserted also into the material and I try to turn it, most probably I will damage the blade. Okay, because it is a soft material to penetrate the blade. However, it's a little bit hard for the blade to cut it off. Okay, so I'm risking damaging the blade. So the first thing I'm doing is place a cutting mat, because a cutting mat, the surface is harder. I'm going to be using a piece of Tamiya 80mm masking tape, which I will right away attach to the surface. There we go. And now, as a test subject to test out, I got this brake, where I'm going to simulate that I want to cover the central part, the part right here. Okay, I'm going to simulate that, yes, I have airbrushed the central part, and now I want to cover it with a round masking tape. So the first thing to do is to measure. Since this is quite an easy measure, all right, I'm going to use a simple ruler. However, you can also use a vernier caliper or a micrometer to be more precise on the measurement that you will be taking. And let's see. Okay, and as you can see, it is roughly 1 centimeter, 10 millimeter. Okay, so I need a custom circle mask of 1 centimeter to cover this brake. Now, when it comes to the circular cutter, you have the measurements over here, and as you can see, we have 0, 1, 2.5, so it is a 2.5, and this measurement is actually the radius. So the maximum cut that can be done with the circular cutter, from what I am assuming, okay, because this is my first time using it, is 5 centimeter diameter of mask, because over here you will be marking the radius. So for me, I need a 1 centimeter round mask. So over here I have to mark half a centimeter, the radius, the middle of the diameter reading I have just taken. Now, the important thing, on the bottom you can see that there are a lot of circles. Those are over there to help you. And what you will need to do is begin with the adjustment on the 0 and place the masking tape roughly the middle of the masking tape with the middle of the circular cutter right here. And to get to know what there is exactly, this knob, this black knob over here, adjusts the radius that you require, while this knob over here, the middle one, it adjusts the blade upwards and downwards so that it can cut, and then you can retract it back to avoid any damage. Let's begin. Place it in the middle, loosen the adjustment knob, all right, move it half centimeter, over there, close the adjustment knob, once again tighten it. I'm still in the middle of the masking tape, however, the blade has moved to the right, very good. And now I'll start turning the blade adjustment clockwise. so that the blade will start coming down until it touches with the masking tape. So you need to see when the blade touches with the masking tape. You will also feel that the adjustment knob gets obviously harder. There we go. The adjustment knob got a little bit harder, so now I know that the blade is touching with the masking tape. The only thing that remains is to turn the rotary cutter so that the masking tape is actually cut. And over here you have this recessed piece from the perspex, and you can place your finger over that and start turning. So there we go. I have my round masking tape. There we go, my custom mask. And before taking it off, I want to give you an advice, because at this moment, as you can see, the blade right there is protruding from the circular cutter. So, right? So if you place it on a hard surface like that, you might end up damaging the blade, because it is, as I've said, protruding from the edge. So you can either pull it back inside by turning the middle knob anti-clockwise. You can, and that will pull it back inside like that. So now it is safe to place it, or else place it upside down to avoid any damage to the blade, because it is very sensitive. All right. Now let's see what we have done. There we go. Our custom 1 centimeter mask. Let's bring the disc brake once again. Yippee! And there it is. Okay, exactly the size that I required it. Yes. Now, if so, that's basically the adjustment. The possibilities are endless when it comes to circular masks. Okay, and if you want to, for example, you're working the other way around and you want to cover the disc side where there are the slotted vents. Okay, you will need to do 2 cuts, obviously. So we need the 1 centimeter, as I had just mentioned, the 1 centimeter cut, and you also need to measure the outside diameter. Let's do it together, because to show you exactly what needs to be done. All right, so now I'm going to measure the outer diameter, and in this case, it is 1.5 centimeter, 15 millimeter. So I'm going to start fresh with a new piece of masking tape, so that we can do it together from scratch. Okay, my blade, my rotary cutter, all right, place it in the middle, and I'm going to do the first cut, that is 5 millimeter, to make a 0.5 centimeter circle, like that. Tighten in place, get the blade down, and make the first cut. There we go, 5 centimeter for the middle. And now I need to do the second cut for the outer. It can be a little bit more, it doesn't matter, it just goes outside of the disc brake. It's going to cover it anyways. So it is 50 millimeter. I'm going to do an 80 millimeter radius over here, just a little bit more, doesn't matter. So the first thing is I'm going to retract the blade once again, because once I start to move it, it will cut the masking tape, and that's not something that we require. So the blade is once again retracted. Open the adjustment knob, and this time move it to 8 millimeter. Right there. 8 millimeter gives you a 16 1.6 centimeter diameter. Tighten the knob once again until the blade touches. There we go. A bit too much. And make another cut. Once again, place it upside down to avoid any damage, or retract the blade. And now I have, as we can see, two cuts to cover the disc brake. Let's take it off. Very nice. Alright, as required. And now I can place it on the disc brake to cover the outer diameter. So it's not exactly properly placed. I'm not working comfortably like this because of the camera. However, you get the idea of putting the masking tape as close as possible to the caliper, cut off the part of the caliper and continue masking with the caliper. However, as you can see, it is properly masked around the center part for what exactly we required. Okay, so we have seen how you can do a simple round mask and also a mask with a center, with a hole in the middle to cover areas like the proper disc of a disc brake. Two different types of masks, however, we have seen it together how it is done. I think that is all from me. Okay, if you have further questions, feel free to write below in the comment section below. Let me know your feedback. If you have been using this type of circular cutter yourself, feel free to share some ideas to other people and also to me, because as I've said, I'm just a beginner starting to use this circular cutter, which looks very, very interesting and useful in our hobby because the possibilities are endless. That is all from me. Once again, the blade is retracted, so I'm going to pull it back, place it in the middle. Okay, so always remember that to avoid any damage. If you haven't already, please subscribe to keep updated with new videos from me, and I will see you all into my next video. Thank you for watching.